a 3 or 4 length lead as they take the second last. Going second is Pile Up. He's not given up hope by any means, Jamie Hamilton. Be some effort if he can get him home from there. Boys of Wexford back in third. Mr. Bell's at the last. He landed 2 clear from Pile Up, who's still chasing hard. Mr. Bell's onto the run-in from Pile Up, who's a length and a half away. They're well clear now of Boys of Wexford. Mr. Bell's driven right out, 2 clear from Pile Up in second place. Mr. Bell's for Emma Smith.
Nicky Richards, Danny McMenamin's on board, pretty consistent.
Yeah, good bumper horse. Good bumper horse. And then just like you say, running the novices and stuff like that, running okay without getting overly excited. First run in a handicap. Probably needs to find a little bit more, but the improvement is likely to come from going handicapping. So keep an eye on that. The interesting one is Magna Morelia and Rory and Me. They were second and fourth on their last runs here, and then we've got Let Me Be, who split them, runs in the 320 a little bit later on. So it'll be interesting to see how them two run in this race, to see how we get on with Let Me Be later on. But an interesting race. I think Pile Up needs to, the visors need to work, because clearly going chasing, in my eyes, he didn't seem to like it, and just the way Jamie's going down the post there, he's trying to wake him up and just get him on his toes a bit so he can grab hold a bit and try and take him forward in the race. Yeah, just trying to liven him up. He's yet to win under rules. He didn't win over hurdles. Good few attempts. And as Darryl said, chasing didn't work for him. That's Magna Moralia in shot. Ought to go well. He likes Marky Raisin, has run well here before. Was second here last time, beaten 3/4 of a length. So track clearly suits him. And he must have a good chance. Anything else you want to mention, Darryl? I suppose Peter Niven and Brian Hughes, whenever they team up together, they generally have a really good strike rate as well. So Misty Minnie has got a chance. I think you'd have to ignore her last run, but her second again behind is okay form as well. I think it's, without getting too excited, it's not the best race in the world. It's a 0 to 100. There's plenty of horses here that I suppose if you ran the race 3 or 4 different times, it could be 3 or 4 different winners. So I think it's whatever horse decides to put their head in front and decides they want to go forward could go well. But a trappy little race. It is, yeah. I think that sums it up pretty well. Let's go to Peter then, get a few final thoughts on this 220.
Yeah, that's the thing at this level, isn't it, guys? Moderate horses, but the first-time visor might be the key with Pile Up, and switching back to hurdles. I think he'll benefit from these compared with the fences. So Pile Up for me, fourth in a handicap chase here at Market Race. And behind Sagebird County, the winner is a real class act. I know Pile Up didn't really get near him, but Sagebird County looks a hugely progressive type and bolted up that day. Pile Up's not taking anything on like that horse today and looks the one to beat, and the market speaking in his favour as well in that first-time visor. We know Rory and Me and Magna Moralia are very closely matched, obviously, on their running recently. It was first-time cheek pieces that day for Rory and Me after an absence when finishing fourth, and Magna Moralia was only a length and a half behind him that day, so they're closely matched. Summer Grounds is bred for this sort of trip and is a handicap debutant stepping up in trip for Nicky Richards, who's in form, so maybe Summer Grounds might be the danger to Pile Up there. And as Darryl said, interesting that Brian Hughes is riding Misty Manny for the first time, teaming up with Peter Niven. 5th over course and distance, of course, a month ago. That form amounted to very little, though. Copacabana is a bumper winner on handicap debut, and Cinderbella, 43 days off but very much out of form, but got the cheek pieces back on and did recently have a wind up, Cinderbella. But for me, it's got to be Pile Up, who has been well found in the market. Maybe Summer Grounds might be the one to chase that one home. Bred to appreciate this stepping up in trip on handicap debut, Summer Grounds. Egret is the absentee. It was a shame we were down to 7 runners in the previous race with 3 absentees from 10. But at least we have full each way options in this one. They're coming out onto the course proper then for the second of 7 at the sunny Market Raisin. Remember, we're almost on the most outer part of the tracks here, so there's a good 100 yards plus added to most of the races. Check out the BHA website for specifics, but they are very much adding a good 100 yards and more to many of the races, being very well out on the outer margins, the railings. We're just about set, so let's go back to Tim as they come out onto the course proper.
Thank you, Peter. Just about to take a turn then, and they'll be called in over this 2.5 mile trip, 10 flights of hurdles to be jumped once again. So Pile Up is just on his toes. He's revved up and ready to go, as there are a few of these now. So just taking a turn. And they'll just steadily walk in. A few of these quite eager. Rory and Me on the outside is another one who's eager to get on with things. That's it. They're off and racing. For the follow us on Twitter at Bet Handicap Hurdle. 2 circuits coming up, and Bentham is keen to lead. Rory and Me is ridden positively early on. Pile Up is up on the inside with Out Wider 3rd Avenue. Then comes T's Components Fly in the blue and white jacket as they go around the turn. Out Wider Magna Moralia is in 6th position. On that one's inside is Celestial Park. Then up against the rail is Summer Grounds, and Danny McMenamin, who's about 2/3 down the pack as they race around the bend. Towards the rear is Copacabana, who's out the back. Dora de Janeiro held up today out wide, and Misty Marnie on that one's inside as well. And Cinderella's another one who's seeking some early cover as they get over the first flight of hurdles down the back straight. All over okay. Misty Marnie was just a little bit slow in last place, but over without any real trouble. So Bentham has got to the front and heading down towards the second flight of hurdles under Nathan Moscrop, has got the lead. Bentham has quite an advantage now over the second flight, with Pile Up now moving into 2nd place. Rory and Me just been reined back into 3rd place with Out Wider 3rd Avenue and the nose band. Widest of all is Dora de Janeiro, also nose banded as they take the 3rd flight down the back straight. Bentham's lead down to around a length as Pile Up gets a little bit closer under Jamie Hamilton's got the first time visor on today. Rory and Me in the pink cap with Out Wider 3rd Avenue. T's Components flies up against the rail in the blue and white jacket. Cheek pieces on. Summer Grounds up against the rail with for company Celestial Park. Out wider is Dora de Janeiro, who's moved into midfield now, being followed through by Magna Moralia, Copacabana in the maroon jacket, white hoop sleeves. Towards the back is Misty Marnie, the 2-time course winner. And Cinderella is just about the overall back marker with the yellow cap David Noonan. They're fairly well grouped as they now race downhill towards the straight. Bentham's lead is around a length to Pile Up with Out Wider 3rd Avenue John Kington. Pink cap of the 3-time course winner Rory and Me is up there for Conor O'Farrell. Without slightly wider Dora de Janeiro in the red cap alongside Celestial Park. Far side T's Components fly Tom Midgley. Then in behind that is Copacabana with Summer Ground saving ground on the inside under Danny McMenamin. Out wider Magna Moralia as they take the first down the home straight. That's flight number 4. Cinderella out-jumped Misty Marnie in last place under champion jockey Brian Hughes. Quickly over flight number 5. This is heading towards the halfway point. Misty Marnie just about 4 lengths off the back of them. Again, was a little bit ponderous at the back of the field. So Bentham has the lead from Pile Up in 2nd place. Then Rory and Me with Out Wider 3rd Avenue. Then comes T's Components fly with for company Celestial Park. Out wider Magna Moralia, Summer Grounds on the inside. Then comes Copacabana. Out wider of that one is Dora de Janeiro. Towards the back, Cinderella and Misty Marnie is just about in touch again at the back of the main body of runners. So heading out onto their final circuit, taking the right-handed turn towards the back straight with 5 flights of hurdles left to jump. Bentham is still in the lead from Pile Up in 2nd place. Rory and Me with T's Components fly on the inside as they make their way down the far side of the track. Celestial Park just tucked in behind runners, with Magna Moralia out a little bit wider on the course, with Summer Grounds towards the inside as they take the first down the back straight, where 3rd Avenue had a good look at that but got over okay. Cinderella just pushed along to try and get a little bit closer to the main body of runners as they now head down towards the middle flight down the back straight. Cinderella just running a little bit in snatches. So heading towards the next flight, Bentham with Pile Up still tracking that leader through. Then comes 3rd Avenue with Out Wider. We've got Dora de Janeiro, also Magna Moralia, Rory and Me in behind them with T's Components fly on the inside. Then comes Celestial Park with also Copacabana in behind with Summer Grounds as they take the next flight down the back straight. Again, Cinderella is under pressure and Misty Marnie's never really been travelling out the back, has got plenty on from there. So heading out of the back straight Pile Up on the inside of Bentham now, with Rory and Me in third position. They're going on from Celestial Park, who's just getting past T's Components Fly. Magna Auralia, the grey, being pushed along. Copacabana pushed on. Still going quite well. Summer Grounds in behind runners, but with a bit of ground to make up from there as they start to make their way towards the home straight. And Pile Up has gone on under Jamie Hamilton's, travelling strongly and has moved 3 lengths clear from Bentham in second place. T's Components Fly, Rory and Me trying to pick up Celestial Park out wider. Summer Grounds has got plenty on, still trying to weave through the pack as they head down towards the final 2 flights. But Pile Up has gone for home a long way out under Jamie Hamilton, leads by 4 lengths, chased by Rory and Me. T's Components Fly. Then comes Celestial Park and Summer Grounds. Heading towards 2 out. Pile Up 3 lengths clear, chased by Rory and Me in second place. Summer Grounds under pressure. T's Components Fly. Then comes Celestial Park. Final flight. Pile Up's lead only a length and a half now, being chased by Rory and Me, who's staying on very strongly here. Rory and Me is upsides Pile Up. These two battling it out from T's Components Fly. Summer Grounds also trying to pick up. Pile Up trying to pull out a little bit extra. Rory and Me. Here comes T's Components Fly on the outside, and this race is over. T's Components Fly stays on for victory from Rory and Me, Pile Up, Summer Grounds and Celestial Park.
Oh, drama final furlong. T's Components Fly gets there under Tom Midgley, claiming £3 to snatch victory from Rory and Me, who, bless him, he fought back, didn't he, and got the better of Pile Up, who finished in third. Pile Up looked like he was going to regain the lead from Rory and Me, who looked to have timed it nicely under Conor O'Farrell, but it was further out. Tom Midgley coming to trump the two of them on Gillian Bonas's T's Components Fly. We heard from the winning jockey of the first, who's now with Phil Kirby. He used to work for Gillian, now with Phil Kirby, but Tom Midgley on board this 11-to-1 shot, T's Components Fly, who would have been hard to fancy. He had cheek pieces on this afternoon, of course, did well on the flat. This is his first win over hurdles, beaten after 13 months off, when well beaten over this course and distance a month ago. He's surely shown the benefit of that, this son of Scirocco. So many of these T's Components horses for Keith Reevely and Mary Reevely, who preceded him there at Saltburn, and now Gillian Bonas, who of course used to be assistant at Mary's, has this T's Components Fly, the T's Components Limited horse, and look at that, coming fast and late on the outside, and the cheek pieces clearly doing their job. Didn't the third horse, Pile Up, go well in those first-time visors as well? Ran well for a long way, stepped at the second last hurdle, unfortunately, which did not help. Rory and Me sat prominent throughout as well, but has just finished in second. But let's go back to Angus. A dramatic finish to race number 2. T's Components Fly flies home, Angus.
Yeah, something that often happens on this outer track. A little bit further to go, a little bit of a stiffer test. Pile Up, you see here, Darryl, he's tanked his way to the front, up the inside of Bentham, who was jumping left.
Yeah, to be fair, Jamie, he'd done the right thing. The horse in front of him was jumping left all the way, and he just waited for his moment, and he slipped up, and he got a lovely slip up the inner there, and he's, like you say, he was just trying to hold on. But like you say, what we said before, they're 2 different tracks. It's a bit more of a stamina test, this sort of track, and we thought he was going to hold on, but he completely fluffed his lines at the last. He stepped right into the last. He probably did well to find a leg, and that lost him a little bit of momentum. He was, 3 or 4 lengths here clear going down to the second last. They started to catch him, and Connor's never give up, and Tom was giving his horse a never say die ride, and he's winged the second last. He's come down to the last here now, kept them together. Tidy enough jump at the last, and he galvanised him from the back of the last, and he's just got up.
Yeah, it's a real step at the last from Pile Up, wasn't it? He guessed a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, you just can't do that. I mean, he's jumped well enough. I thought Jamie's given him a lovely ride. He seized the opportunity when he could get up the other horse's inner. He got him into the position, but like you say, you can't make mistakes of that at the last, and you lose a lot of momentum when you step at hurdles like that.
We should mention some